The people, places, and stories from communities across southern New England. This is Coastal Connections.
Thank you for joining us for Coastal Connections. This week, our Summer of Soccer is turning out to be the Summer of Scots. So we're checking out what Southern New Englanders' new BFFs have been up to. World Cup soccer is right here in Southern New England. Matches at Boston Stadium will continue for about another week and a half. And along with all of that excitement comes a serious warning. Be very careful about buying those tickets, guys. Some fans reached out to us after tickets they bought months before the matches simply disappeared. Martha Constantinides has their story.
It's like, oh my God, I can't believe we got these tickets. And then it's like, man, yeah, well, we didn't.
It was all celebrations for soccer fanatics Parker and Jerry Kuklinski. Until an email from StubHub arrived June 13th saying their tickets wouldn't be available just weeks before match day.
There was no explanation, no rationale, like it just said like they're unavailable, and I to this day don't know what that means.
Jerry bought tickets for the France versus Norway game as a Christmas present for her husband Parker, soccer fan and former college player, hoping to experience the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that once brought the couple together.
I've seen every single World Cup. Like, we're just starting to text, and I was like texting you during games and stuff.
We like met at orientation in college in June, and so the World Cup happened like a couple weeks after, so it's like literally like formative to our relationship.
StubHub offered the couple a refund or the opportunity to find a replacement, but with no similar tickets available and prices climbing every day, the couple says it wasn't enough.
They're all over 300% what I paid for the ticket.
StubHub says affected customers are eligible for a full refund or credit, but blames FIFA's ticketing system and transfer restrictions for the issue.
I would pay more money for a guaranteed ticket, but you don't know that it's not a guaranteed ticket. And
then it's like you have a decision to make. It's like, well, do you try to put the cash up to buy an actual ticket because it really means a lot to you and hope that that one's going to be real? I will never use one of those sites again.
Never.
Now, StubHub was able to get the couple inside Boston Stadium for that June 26th match, so a happy ending there. But meanwhile, if you feel that you have been taken advantage of as a consumer, the Rhode Island Attorney General's office has an online portal where you can file a complaint. Keep that in mind. And that, my friends, is the Taunton Army. Hundreds of Scottish soccer fans marching through downtown Providence. Fans of Scotland's team have made Southern New England their home base for the World Cup. Very much home, in fact. There are reports they practically drank Boston dry and have otherwise made quite the impact in our area. About 100 of them took boat cruises along Narragansett Bay. They say the reception from locals has been incredible, and the Scots have certainly paid that goodwill forward in every tangible way. Maddie Heimsch shows us how.
No Scotland, no party!
Bringing more than just the party to Providence.
Coming to Providence and being part of something was more than just about 90 minutes of football.
Scotland's famous Taunton Army filling the streets, emptying the bars.
Yes, we're all drunk, but having a blast.
This has been one of the most fun 8 days in the city of Providence in a long time, and that is due in no small part to our new best friends from Scotland.
And giving back in the process.
But this has become more than just about the World Cup. It's truly a testament and a statement for the spirit of generosity.
The Scottish Soccer Fan Organization donated $10,000 to Hasbro Children's Hospital.
Long after the football is gone to the next country, the good that this does today will still be here.
It also gave $6,500 to Rhode Island Highlanders Pipe Band and $5,000 toward the Tartan Trek for men's mental health.
It's just what we do. It's what we've always done so naturally.
Now, before moving on, the Taunton Army posted a heartfelt farewell message saying in part, "We'll miss you greatly, but there is a part of Providence that we'll take away in our hearts, and we'll never forget you. Until next time, friends." The city of Providence was hopping last weekend with scores of people in town for World Cup festivities and Rhode Island Pride. That annual event celebrates the LGBTQ+ community, and it did that this year with a day-long Pride Fest right near the river featuring live music, local vendors, and community organizations. Then an illuminated night parade right through the streets of downtown. All of it an ongoing testament to hard-fought battles for equal rights.
70s, there was no protection for our community at all.
During a decade of pride and progress, shortly after the 1969 Stonewall riots in New York, and despite the then illegality of homosexuality.
In 76, one of the things that was particularly notable at Rhode Island was we had one of the strictest and most punitive anti-sodomy laws at the time.
A few fearlessly queer Rhode Islanders dared to request recognition in the nation's bicentennial celebrations.
The Bicentennial Commission, in their action, sort of said that gay people are excluded. It was our revolution, it's our country, and it's our bicentennial.
And a first-of-its-kind demonstration down the streets of the capital city.
Specifically, what we want is Saturday morning, June 26th, we want the use of the old State House to have a forum of people with gay concerns. And that afternoon, we want to hold a gay pride parade in downtown Providence.
More than just a march, it was a bid for belonging.
Just as Italians a century ago needed to celebrate in the city, so gay people today are saying we need to celebrate too.
And on June 26th of 1976, their Pride Parade dreams became a reality, backed by a federal court order. The first participants defying the hostility of the time, the wishes of local religious and municipal leaders, and risking their lives to live their truths.
Such an incredible amount of bravery. Those folks risked everything. They risked their jobs, their homes, their families, and they chose to do that to provide visibility to our community and to show that we belong here.
A banner year for the nation and for the prominent celebration that's now drawn thousands to Providence for half a century.
70 people was what we had in 76, and now we see about 100,000 people come out to Rhode Island Pride. So numbers have increased a little bit.
Slowly but surely, LGBTQ advocates have seen many wins. The first rainbow pride flag flew in '78. The Human Rights Campaign formed in 1980 to support LGBTQ+ rights across the country. The 90s saw upwards of 1 million people march on Washington for gay and lesbian equal rights. Homosexuality became legal nationally in 2003. Then, Massachusetts became the first state to legalize same-sex marriage in 2004. Rhode Island eventually followed in 2013, and the United States as a whole in 2015.
And 25 years ago, we started our illuminated night parade, so we moved from being more of a march and downtown gathering to being this incredible, beautiful night parade, being the first ever LGBTQ+ illuminated night parade and the first one on the East Coast.
But the work is not yet done as advocates look to support transgender community members.
This year, we are seeing a slew of anti-LGBTQI+ legislation, especially against our trans brothers, sisters, and siblings. At this point, there's actually more proposed bills against trans girls in sports than there are trans girls in sports in this country. So we are really seeing a lot of political and social attacks. So one of the things I focus on a lot is queer joy is resistance. I love to see people come and see their faces light up because every year it is someone's first pride. It is more than one someone's first pride. They get to feel like they are at home.
The celebration, a time to honor those who lost their lives for that flag to fly and those whose lives their pride makes way for.
We have always been here in the midst of the people. We intend to continue to be here.
Now, did you know that New Bedford was once one of the richest cities in the world? It's currently home to one of the most valuable fishing fleets, but more than a century ago, it was the whaling industry that helped to power the country. Abby Buttacavoli recently spent some time in a local museum where that history is preserved.
Standing beneath massive whale skeletons and surrounded by artifacts from around the globe, it's easy to see why the New Bedford Whaling Museum has become one of the region's most celebrated museums. But its history began more than a century ago with a mission to preserve the region's history.
New Bedford was, because of whaling, so significantly wealthy.
At the height of the 19th century whaling industry, New Bedford was known as the city that lit the world, supplying whale oil used to light homes and lubricate machinery across the globe.
The whale oil was so clean, it was so pure, it could be boiled down and refined where it just didn't have any grit or gunk. Made extraordinary candles and lit every street, really, truly around the globe.
As the whaling era faded for several economic and moral reasons, local historians feared the city's maritime legacy could be lost.
The Boston Tea Party wouldn't have happened without New Bedford, frankly, and the region and the shipbuilding.
In 1903, the old Dartmouth Historical Society opened what would become the New Bedford Whaling Museum.
Honestly, being able to be a historical society for the entire region of the south coast of Massachusetts allows us to tell the whaling story and the incredible pioneering industry, but it gives us this wide berth to tell all the region's stories.
Along with its most famous attraction, the 1916 half-scale model whaling ship Lagoda, built right inside the museum itself, the largest ship model in the world. The museum has 5 different whale skeletons.
Our ability to have these whale bones and different artifacts on display just allows everyone to dive right in and learn.
Its newest exhibition for the nation's semi-quincentennial is called Forging Independence, Building a Nation, looking at the South Coast's history from 1760 to 1820.
An awful lot happened in those short 60 years.
Displaying artifacts that tell stories of what it was like to be between the 2 major ports of Boston and Newport for all who called New Bedford home.
We worked very hard to try and kind of share and gather stories of people from really different backgrounds in the area to help people understand, not just the kind of the individuals who might have served directly in the military, but what the impact was on people from lots of different kind of walks of life.
Far beyond just whaling, this collection includes nearly 1 million artifacts, from logbooks and scrimshaw to fine art.
All the maritime knowledge and the harbor here really meant that there was a lot of activity that was happening at sea that connected New Bedford to the kind of continental cause.
This museum continues to draw visitors from around the world, preserving the story of a city whose fortunes were once and are still tied to the sea. For Amazing America 250, New England Pride, I'm Abby Butticavoli.
Fast forwarding now to a modern-day maritime industry. Regent has finished its first sea glider manufacturing center at Quonset Business Park in North Kingstown. The facility will serve as the company's global hub for its electric Viceroy sea gliders and Squire sea glider drones. Regent says it has more than $10 billion in orders already on the books. Those include contracts with the Marine Corps, and the company is expecting to create hundreds of new jobs. Several of you were able to connect with some of the real people who make up our own team at recent events around the Ocean State. Sam Reed, who always shows us something good, also helped raise money for a good cause while serving as MC of the South County Heel Auxiliary Luncheon and Fashion Show. The sold-out 300-guest event was sponsored by J. Jill at the Dunes Club in Narragansett and raised money to support hospital needs. Also at the Dunes Club, the 2026 Fur Ball to benefit Animal Rescue Rhode Island. Abby Butticavoli served as the MC for that, helping to raise more than $250,000 for the shelter to help fur babies in need. Our Leanna Folks showing a bit of ambassadorship as she traveled to Long Island and served as the auctioneer for the American Heart Association's 2026 Heart Ball in West Hampton, New York. She helped raise more than $13,000 for cardiac research, access to AED on school campuses, and CPR training. Also, health reporter Barbara Morse served as a celebrity judge for this year's Taste of Rhode Island Summer Showcase. The Foodie Fave event at the Crown Plaza was packed with participant restaurant and beverage creators and plenty of people to savor their delicacies. Proceeds in part benefit charitable organizations like the Sojourner House, which, interestingly enough, celebrated their 50th anniversary this year. It was my pleasure to serve as their MC as they share the progress they've made towards combating domestic violence and sexual assault across the Ocean State. I also served as MC for the 5th annual Disney Musicals in Schools Showcase at the Providence Performing Arts Center. The grant-funded program allows students and educators in underfunded schools the incredible experience of producing a full-scale theatrical production, and what a wonderful performance they offer every year. We are so proud to be able to connect with community members just like you through events like these and share your joy as you celebrate a variety of accomplishments and support each other. Still ahead on Coastal Connections, we're going to tell you what all the stink is about. Get up close and way too personal with a smelly attraction in South County.
As far as the smell, what are you expecting there?
Putrid, just like not very pleasant, I think. So hopefully it won't be, too horrible.
All right, the greenhouse at URI was smelling a little bit different than usual. That's because the famous corpse flower was in bloom for a brief but stinking moment. That smelly flower grabbed so much attention locally, people stood in line for hours at URI just to experience it. So we sent our Christian Raposa to find out what all that fuss was about.
It's June and the summer is here. Beautiful flowers blooming all throughout URI's campus. Wonderful. But this one literally stinks.
The corpse flower is the biggest flowering structure in the world. And when it flowers, it smells like rotting flesh to attract pollinators to carry on to go pollinate other corpse flowers.
Ben Robbins, URI's greenhouse manager, has been tracking its progress for the last year.
So I only knew that it was going to flower last Monday. So, you have to organize all the visitors, get stuff around. So it's just a whirlwind, and once you know it's going to flower, it's like, it's go time.
How does he know, you might be asking?
It's like a spike coming up from the plant. Once that emerges, that's when you know it's going to be the flower.
Hundreds of people showing up, some keeping tabs from home.
I don't really know what to expect. I mean, it looks pretty cool just from the live stream.
We've been watching it go through this transformation.
Rumors swirling it might make you gag, but once you get inside,
it doesn't seem that bad.
It doesn't?
No.
What did you expect when you came in here?
I was expecting something super strong, and it's really not that bad. It smells like a dead animal, yes, but not as potent as I thought it was going to be.
A corpse flower blooms every 5 to 7 years. For that reason, the line wrapped around the corner, but the wait wasn't too bad.
20 minutes, maybe?
Yeah, not too bad. Not bad. It looked long, but it wasn't bad.
Not only does a corpse flower bloom just every 5 to 7 years, but that bloom is also fleeting. Just a day or two, and it's gone. Our time with you on Coastal Connections is fleeting too, but you only have to wait a week to see us right back here. And next week is going to be a big one, guys. We are connecting you to one of the most historic Independence Day locations in the country. It's right here in Bristol, Rhode Island. Stay tuned for that, and have a good week.